Scotchman Industries manufactures several models of manual and semi-automatic circular cold saws in a range from 10 3/4 to 14 inch. Because of the low spindle speeds on the metal cutting saws, they give a mill quality cut. This, combined with a self-centering vise, gives a finished cut that normally does not require any deburring. Besides the mill quality cut, cold saws offer several advantages over band saws and abrasive cutoff machines. These machines have the ability to generate faster cutoff times than band saws, and there are no sparks, dust, and heat generated that abrasive machines create. These saws provide a much cleaner environment for your employees. Having 2 spindle speeds allows you to cut a wide range of materials with one machine. Also, the blades on these machines can be sharpened many times, greatly reducing tooling cost. With the option of manual machines, machines with a power vise, or semi-automatic machines with a power vise and power down feed, and a wide variety of options such as in feed tracks, discharge tracks, special vise jaws, and a variable speed drive, we can match a machine to your application. All of the saws in this video perform basically the same functions. The difference in the machines is the blade diameters, cutting capacities, and the degree of automation your application requires. All of the steel cutting saws are offered in 2 models, an LT and an HT. The LT is a 30 to 60 RPM on the 275 models and a 22 to 44 RPM in the 350 models. The HT is a 60 to 120 RPM on the 275 models and a 44 to 88 RPM in the 350 models. The LT models are for solid sections and heavy-walled tubes in mild and stainless steel. The HT models are for thin-walled tube and non-ferrous materials. The RPM selection depends on your application. It has been our experience over the years that 90% of the applications require the LT model. If you add the variable speed option, you can achieve an even wider range of materials with each model. The 350 non-ferrous models are 1500 and 3000 RPMs. The NF models are strictly for non-ferrous materials only, such as aluminum, brass, copper, plastics, and composite materials. We will use a CPO 350 LT with a variable speed option for these demonstrations. The CPO 350 models will accept a 10 3/4, 12.5, or 14-inch blades. For these cuts, we are using a 12.5-inch blade. First, we will cut a piece of square tubing. We have added the optional square tube jaws for this cut to show the optimum position for cutting square tubes. This option allows the blade to cut through the cross-section of material throughout the cut. The variable speed option greatly increases the range of these machines. With this option, a CPO 275 LT will have an RPM range of 15 to 120. The HT will have a range from 30 to 240 RPM. On the CPO 350 LT models, the range will be 11 to 88 RPM, and the HT will be 22 to 176 RPM. Next, we cut a piece of pipe. Please notice the quality of the cut and the absence of hanging burrs on the finished cut. The double self-centering vise is a very important feature on our cold saws. To achieve the highest quality cut, it is important the material be firmly clamped on both sides of the blade. Since both the front and rear vise move to the center, you can set your length stop in the center of the vise, and you do not have to readjust it as you change sizes of material. When cutting flat stock, it should be placed in the vise in a vertical position. This allows the blade to cut through the smallest cross-section. When cutting channel iron, place it in the vise with the legs down. On this cut, as well as the others we have made, the part will not be hot. This is because the heat generated when making the cut is transferred to the chip, hence the name cold saws. On this solid bar, as well as the other cuts we have made, there are no sparks or dust created by the cutting process. To demonstrate the quality of these cuts, the operator will cut a piece of threaded rod and then turn a nut on it without performing any deburring on the part. In many applications, the ability to miter cut pieces is very important. To miter cut with this machine, release the locking handle, press the miter locking device, and rotate the head to the desired degree and lock the head in this position. Note, the miter locking device will automatically stop at 45 degrees left and right and at 90 degrees. This 1-inch pipe will go back together at a perfect 90-degree angle. To saddle cut pipe for railing applications, set the head at 62 degrees and make a cut on 1/3 of the pipe. Rotate the pipe 180 degrees and cut the other side. This will give you a saddle cut ready for welding. If your application calls for cutting odd-shaped pieces that will not fit in the standard vise, this optional clamping table may work for you. This table can be added in minutes. It comes with a clamp and several adjustable stops to make cutting difficult pieces easy. The next step up from the manual machine are models equipped with a power vise. This feature improves production time and reduces operator fatigue. The vise clamps automatically when the head is drawn down. Blade changes on these machines are very easy. Simply remove this knob and manually open the blade guard, remove the bolt and the blade and flange, place the flange on the new blade and rotate the blade until the drive pins seat in the spindle. Before tightening the bolt, remove the backlash from the blade by rotating it toward you so it seats against the drive pins. As with any type of saw, the new blades are very sharp and must be broken in by making the first few cuts slowly. The next step up is this semi-automatic saw with a power vise and a power down feed. This saw is shown with the optional 10-foot supply track and the 48-inch discharge track with a digital readout. The supply tracks are available in 10 and 20-foot lengths. The discharge tracks are available in 48, 84, and 120 inches. These tracks fit all of the models. For anyone who needs to make repetitive cuts, this package will do the job for you. We would like to point out several of the operating features on this semi-automatic model. When making these adjustments, make sure the motor switch is in the off position. The downfeed rate of the head is set with this flow control valve. Turning the flow control valve counterclockwise will increase the feed rate. Clockwise will reduce it. Turning the valve all the way clockwise will stop the head movement. To adjust the stroke, place a piece of the material in the vise out of the path of the blade. Raise the guard. Turn the air on and depress the foot pedal. Stop the blade when it is about 1/4 of an inch above the material by closing the flow control valve. Set the upper stroke control. Open the flow control and let the head continue down until the blade passes the material far enough to make the cut, and close the valve. Set the lower stroke control. Open the flow control valve and allow the head to return and reset the blade guard. We will now make several cuts in this 1-inch pipe. Simply place the material in the vise, feed it to the stop, and depress the pedal. The machine will automatically clamp and cut the piece. These features will greatly improve production and blade life and reduce operator fatigue at the same time. The last model we will demonstrate is the CPO 350 NF. This saw is strictly for non-ferrous applications and cannot be used for any type of ferrous material. This saw runs at 1500 and 3000 RPM. Because of the high spindle speeds, it uses carbide-tipped blades only. The first cut we will demonstrate is a bundle of 4 1/2 by 1 tubes. Another common application for this saw is aluminum extrusions. Notice how distortion and burr-free the cut is between the sections of the extrusion. This saw is available with all of the options shown on the other models, with the exception of the variable speed drive. This saw is ideal for all types of non-ferrous material, including aluminum, brass, copper, plastics, PVC pipe, and other synthetic materials. One very important factor in the performance of these machines is the proper sharpening of the blades. An improperly sharpened blade will not give you a quality cut and will not have the life a properly sharpened blade will. At Scotchman, we have the latest state-of-the-art in sharpening equipment and the experienced staff to provide quality resharpened blades in a timely manner. The saws we have demonstrated in this video are just the beginning of a complete line of machines we have to offer. Our line of fully automatic saws include machines with multiple hitch feeds, roll feed saws with supply tables, bundle loading attachments, and programmable saws capable of cutting and sorting 4 different lengths out of one piece of material. If you have any questions about an application you may have, ask your distributor or give us a call at 1-800-843-8844 and we will answer it for you.